You've probably heard the bold headline, and you might be thinking, okay, what is this really about? Because when people say shows it all and tease proof in pictures, it's usually meant to grab attention fast. But here's the truth. The real story isn't about trying to turn someone into a headline. It's about why Phoebe Cates became such a lasting name, why certain images and scenes are still talked about, and what people often get wrong when they talk about them. Watch the video till the end, because the biggest surprise is not what people claim to have seen. It's how one person's image can follow them for years, even when they chose a quieter life. Phoebe Cates has this rare kind of fame. She didn't stay everywhere all the time, yet people still remember her instantly. Part of that comes from a few famous movie moments that became iconic, the kind of scenes people bring up again and again. Another part comes from how the internet works now. Anything from the past can pop up again like it just happened. Photos, clips, old magazine covers, behind-the-scenes shots, all of it can be pulled back into the spotlight with a few clicks. And when that happens, the story can get twisted into something louder than it needs to be. Let's talk about the big reason her name gets tied to proof in pictures. It's because her image was often treated like a big event. She wasn't just an actress. She was framed as a symbol of a certain kind of beauty, a certain kind of fantasy, and a certain time in pop culture. That's not always fair to the person behind the image. Because while the public stares at a photo, the real person has a full life, real choices, and real limits. And those limits matter, especially when it comes to privacy and respect. It's also important to be clear about something. Not every shocking photo people talk about is real, and not every image being passed around was meant to be passed around in the first place. Some things get mislabeled, some things get edited, and some things get spread with zero care for the person involved. So instead of feeding the rumor machine, the better question is, why do people want these stories so badly? Why is the internet so hungry to turn someone into a before and after, or a look what she did moment? That says more about the culture than it does about her. If you look at Phoebe Cates through a calmer lens, you see a pattern. She was talented, charming, and had a screen presence that made people pay attention. That's the real reason she stood out. And yes, she had roles and photo shoots that leaned into glamour. That's not a crime. Many actors do that, especially when studios and magazines push a certain image. But the key point is choice. When something is done as part of a role or a public shoot, it's one thing. When something is taken out of context or pushed in a way meant to shame or exploit, it becomes something else. There's also a double standard that keeps showing up in these stories. When a woman is seen as attractive, the world often tries to freeze her there, like that's all she can be. If she steps away, people act like she disappeared. If she stays, people act like she owes them more. It's a no-win game. And in Phoebe's case, what makes her story even more interesting is that she didn't chase the spotlight forever. She didn't spend her life trying to keep strangers impressed. That kind of choice is powerful, even if it makes people curious. So when you see headlines that scream proof, take a breath. Ask what the headline is trying to do. Is it trying to inform you, or is it trying to pull you into gossip? Because one of the easiest traps online is thinking you're getting the truth, when you're really getting a sales pitch for attention. The truth is often quieter. An actor had a moment, the public made it huge, and years later people still bring it up because nostalgia is strong and the internet never forgets. So if you came here expecting a cheap moment, I'm not doing that. I'm giving you the real angle. The fame, the myth, the rumor machine, and the reason her name still carries weight. If you enjoyed this deeper take, hit like, subscribe for more stories told with respect, and comment what you think. Do headlines like this help anyone? Or do they just keep old gossip alive?